Test. 1, 2, 3. All right. We're going live. We're live. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 2. Week 2 of 52 weeks of content. Okay. So, welcome in. I'm your host, Jonathan. Okay. It is Sunday. And I am batching content. Another one. We got another podcast coming in hot. Okay. So, welcome in. It's been a crazy week. So I'm ready to reflect. I'm ready to look over, comb through it. All right. I hope you guys are doing very well. Hope everything's going well with you and your families. I hope everything's going right with you in your mind, right? I got a bubbly here on deck. We got a Waterloo tropical fruit. Delicious. Okay, so happy Sunday, guys. Today's June 29th, 2025. Okay, so we're almost halfway through 2025. That's beautiful. Time flies. Time really does fly. So that's what's going on. So what are we doing? We're recording another podcast. We're batching some more content. We're building for tomorrow. All right. So welcome in, guys. I'm very happy. I'm very excited for week 2. So this week's theme is going to be what they don't tell you about leveling up. Okay. What they don't tell you about leveling up. Right? Because everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to do better. Right? But there's a lot you're not going to know, you're not going to expect. Right? So, my mic sounding good this week. Last week, I don't know if you guys noticed, there was a bit of hissing in the back and stuff. So I think I got everything adjusted. I think everything's looking good. I'm not in the red, so that's beautiful. So welcome in, guys. So this week, I'm going to expand a little bit on what's going on in my personal life. Okay. And kind of where I'm at today, kind of how I've gotten here. And just a bit about my story, and I'm just really going to expand on it. Okay. So, I am today is Sunday. So tomorrow, June 30th, I'm going to be starting a new job, right? My new job. I'm going to be starting at my company. Okay. I've been at my company for about 3 years. It'll be 3 years in July. So literally coming up to that date where I'll be at my company. Okay. I'm not going to say exactly where yet. No, I work for Compass Group USA, right? And I work for the technology arm of it. Compass Tech. It's the enterprise tech org. And I've been there for 3 years coming. And I started there. I got my start there as a Year Up intern. All right. If you guys don't know what Year Up is a workforce development program. And it's pretty much it's a nonprofit, and it was put in place to pretty much bridge a gap that there was there. An opportunity divide is what they call it. Okay. And so me as a young brown man, I was able to go in and do that program. I mean, this is what they want. They want to make pathways for, the people who usually aren't in corporate, right? So I embarked on a mission. I had moved here to North Carolina, November 2021. And so I was trying to figure it out. I was out of high school a couple years, 2-3 years, and, I didn't really have a path. And so I came across Year Up. One of my older cousins, he ended up telling me, like, we ended up getting in contact. I never really knew him, and he ended up telling me, like, bro, you need to do Year Up. You need to do Year Up. Do this. And so I went ahead and did it. So Year Up is a workforce development program, and pretty much you do 6 months of L&D. You're taking college classes, you're learning professional development, all that good stuff. And then you have internship phase where you get a 6-month internship. And so I did L&D. I actually ended up doing L&D with my cousin, my older cousin. His name is Jason. I did the entire program with him, and he's actually a very important part of this story as well. But that's another story for another day. But so me and Jay ended up, I moved here from New York. He was here, living here already. My family was here already. And so I was kind of the last one to move out here. And so we did the program together, and we did L&D. We crushed it. We went through internship phase, and we got placed at Compass. And we got placed in different roles. I got placed in HTT, which is pretty much the hardware team, where we would run laptop refresh for the company, right? Everybody has a laptop. Everybody needs a new laptop every couple of years. We run that. We'd help them get set up, yada yada. And so Jason actually got put on another part of Compass on the Deskside support team, which actually ended up being my team as well. So I got my start at Compass, went through Europe, got my start there, kind of, and went from there. I was in HTT, in the trenches. That's the front line of IT support pretty much, and I excelled there. I tried to do my best there, and after a year of us being there, I was still in HTT, and Jason ended up taking another opportunity. He ended up moving over to a different company. He ended up going to NBC out in New York. He ended up moving out there. And so that happened in about July. This was about 2 years ago. And so when he did that, it was a couple months later that there ended up being some shakeup on the team, and that there ended up being a spot open for me, and I ended up jumping into Deskside. So I was with HTT for about a year and a half, kind of got my start there. And then, Jason killed it in Deskside, and there was an opening. And so I stepped in over there with Deskside, and I just tried to do my best. I just showed up every day. I was just trying to be the best version of myself, just trying to, just show up with a smile on my face, just show up, be humble, and just try to build. And, I knew there was momentum there. So, that's what I did. So I was doing IT support, frontline Deskside IT support for about 16 months at Compass. I started February 2024, and this is coming to an end. Tomorrow is my first day with my new job. And so, Deskside was it was crazy. It's been a crazy journey. So in 3 years, a lot's happened, not even just from that, but just in my personal life as well. Like in January of 23, I ended up meeting my wife, and now we're happily married, and we have our 2 babies. She's expecting, we're expecting. Anthony's going to be born in October. And so it's crazy how life shakes out. It's beautiful. And, so that's why I just want to document it, and I just want to show the journey, because it's crazy. It's crazy. So let's go back. So where we stand today. So that's a bit of the backstory. That's how we got here today. So tomorrow I start my official new job as AI Enablement Lead, right? So a bit of backstory about this. So with this, I've been in Compass, in July 17th of this year coming up, it'll be 3 years I'm at Compass. And so, on my time with Deskside, I kind of just started to become myself. I started, I was learning, and I was getting that muscle, that tech muscle, and also, learning the business and just kind of the ins and outs, and just learning people. And within that, I was able to find myself, and not find myself. I was myself, but I was able to lean into what I'm good at. And so within that, I was just trying to take advantage of the day to day. Ultimately with IT support, I would be in people's offices every day. I'd be in different execs' offices, different VPs' offices, and I would just be a sponge. I would just try to learn and ask questions and just try to do a great job. So within that, I started, doing good. I started creating my own lane, and I ended up doing some other things where I was able to create some momentum. I was able to lean into some things that are specific to me, and I was able to run an IT training for some interns that started at the company. About a group of 70 of them. I did a live training, and so I was able to lean into that. So with all that being said, now an opportunity presents itself. AI is the future. It's the present, right? It is. And so every company is going to need this. Every company is trying to enable AI, right? From every angle, because it's deeper than tools, right? The people need to use the tools, right? So how do we do that? So with that, now here we are. So tomorrow I start my first day as AI Enablement Lead, where I'm going to be helping Compass Group USA roll out AI and help get it ingrained in the fabric of the culture, right? So it's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun to see how everything shakes out, to see how everything plays out. I'm very excited. This is why I want to document it, because I've never done anything like this in my life. And so, it's deeper than me at this point. I've been put here. I can't sit here and I'm a servant at this point. So here we go. So that's where we're at. So that's where I've been put. So they're like, okay, we need help rolling out AI. Let's do it. So that is going to be my new job. So I'm going to be helping enable AI in the company. Everybody needs to use it. Everybody needs to use it. It's too much productivity gain. It's too much time saved. And it's the present. It's the future. And it's almost infrastructure at this point. Like I saw Estonia literally made AI. They had a partnership with ChatGPT and OpenAI with the school system. Like that's definitely the direction we need to go. So here we go. So that's where I'm coming to play. So that's where I'm at currently. So tomorrow, June 30th, first start day. I'm trying to hit the ground running. I'm trying to go. I have a nice plan. I'm gonna try to play it out. So it's been crazy up to this point. The story's been crazy, and so we're still writing it. We're still writing it every day, and so that's why I'm here on this Sunday, and I'm trying to build. So let's move on. So with that, what I'm trying to do with this, give me one sec. Make sure I don't get dry throat. So with that, this is how this comes into play as well. Behind the scenes, I'm gonna be trying to do everything. I'm doing this for me currently on the outside, but on the inside, I'm gonna be running champion programs and trying to run roundtables with all the people in the company, and try to activate licenses, try to activate usage, and even start an internal podcast for us, to talk about all these things and have a forum for us to sit, and all these different things. And so, I'm going to take you guys with me on that journey. You guys are going to hear how I'm maneuvering, and how the things I'm trying to think about and the things I'm trying to put into play. So let's go, and I want to be able to show you guys like this is possible. Like, I'm 24 years old. I'm not 25 yet. And, I've only been in corporate for 3 years, and, 3 years to the date almost. And, I'm already able to, I'm being put in position to build. And so, and I'm coming from a background where I don't have a degree, and I'm not the, but I don't look at life like that, like, these labels. But if you do think about it, like, we're not the traditional, when it comes to this. So, I want to show that this is nothing. Like, this is possible. Like, this is right in within grasp because of the world we live in. It's like too much stuff out here, too much knowledge for us not to take advantage of it. And it's been crazy because it's been a mental shift. It's been a big mental shift for me. I'm trying to shift complete mind frames. I have to change my complete mind and my complete everything I do, from right every habit I have, everything that I'm trying to work towards. I have to change who I am, and I have to be better. So, and that's rippling in every part of my life, like with stuff like this, and stuff like work, and stuff like family. Like, it's deeper than me. Like, so and that's part of where, I'm trying to be servant. I'm trying to just grow, and, and do it with a smile on my face, and do it like this, doing it with, with just, because it's deeper than me. There's deeper than money. Forget the money, but this is gonna show Anthony and Jonathan, like, when they see stuff like this, they're gonna be like, okay, like, this is how we do it. This is how the Pops gave us the keys. He gave us the sauce, right? So now we don't have to go out and find it. So I'm very excited. This is the hub now. This is the hub right here. I got the two monis, I got the cam, I got the mic, I got the ring light. I got myself, I got my babies out there. Haley's watching the show. John's taking a nap. Anthony's in the belly cooking up. Like, this is where I need to be. So, just day by day, I'm just going to chip away at it, and I'm just going to try to build something that's deeper than me, and because, that's what I'm seeing is, like, we only get one life, and, like, I do think it's deeper than this life. But, it's going by. I can already see that. I'm 24 years old, and I can see already, like, wow, this is where my life is already, and, like, let's give it imagine another 25 years to get me to 50. So it's like, I know that day is coming. So it's like, how can I prepare for that? This bubbly is bussin'. It's too good. All right. So what am I talking about? What am I chatting about? So, I'm very excited. So this is week 2 of 52. I'm trying to... I don't know what I'm trying to do. I just know that, I want to leave a print. I want to leave a print because I'm going to die one day. And so, we gotta build for something that's deeper than us. So, and I feel like I'm doing that. I'm nurturing my family. I'm loving them, and I'm investing in them, and I'm investing in my future, in our financial future, in our security. Because there's only so many things that matter in this life, like. And ultimately, I'm trying to be happy doing it. Like today, like I'm not, but I'm not where I want to be in terms of that, but I'm right where I need to be, and I'm right where I want to be, and I'm happy right where I am because I'm building for tomorrow. Like, this is the journey. Excuse me. This is the journey. And so, when I'm 50 and I could look back and I could see everything that's been done, it's not gonna be fun anymore. So this is the but I'm locked in, and I want to connect with all the other builders, with all my other builders out there, like wherever you are. We're ultimately the name of this podcast is is Out of the Matrix, right? We want to get out of the Matrix. We want to escape it. But ultimately, I'm not trying to escape the Matrix, but I'm just trying to bend it to my will. So we can bend it to our will. It's just about showing up, right? Like I can't do it by not putting some time in. I got to get those reps in. And I knew that, going into this, me getting this new job here, this wasn't by accident. It's because I showed up every day, and I knew I was willing to invest 3 to 5 years to 10 years, And so, and even now, knowing this isn't the last step. This is still just the start. During Europe, I was like, this is the start. When I got my internship, I was like, this is the start. When I went full time and I moved to Deskside, I was like, this is the start. But no, we just keep reinventing ourselves and just keep going. We just keep iterating, new iterations over and over. And so, until then. So this is legacy work at hand. I know this stuff is deeper than me at this point. We're on our paths. We're all on our paths in different ways, and I'm on my path, and this is divine. Everything, the way everything is lining up, the way everything has been, the way that from me moving here and me and Haley getting married, and finding each other and falling in love and having baby John. We got pregnant with baby John after 4 or 5 months, 6 months, and so now looking forward, we're coming on 3 years of, being together, loving each other. So, it's from that to, just having baby John and having baby Anthony, coming in, just enjoying where we are today, because we only get today. All I have is this moment right now to record this podcast. Right? All I have is this moment to record this podcast, right? I can't think about the future and what happened in the past. All I have is this moment, right? My older cousin told me that, Kenneth, he always told me, we call him Pipo, but Pipo told me, he said, all we have is this moment, bro. The past, the present, it doesn't exist, right? So, and the universe, it doesn't play games. It leaves you breadcrumbs. It shows you where you got to go, what you need to do. But it's just about, are you going to listen? So, all right. So I want to thank you guys for dropping in. I want to thank you guys for coming in for episode 2. This is week 2 of 52 weeks of podcasting and content. So find me on my socials, Jonathan Garrido. I got everything as Jonathan Garrido under my YouTube. Subscribe to the pod on YouTube, right? Hopefully you guys are watching this on YouTube, so you guys are here already. But follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok, and you can even follow me on LinkedIn as well. I'm posting a lot of content on there as well for work. So you could find me, you can just look up my name, Jonathan Garrido, and it should pop up. You should see my big head. Okay. But let me relax. I'm just so excited. I'm I'm hyped. But thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, I'm just laying another brick here. So, maybe nobody sees this. Maybe 5 people see it. Maybe 10 people. But ultimately, I'm going to look back in 10 or 15 years and be like, damn, look at where it was. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing up. Let's escape, right? Let's get out of the matrix, right? But we got to do it every day. We got to be ourselves, and we got to show up, right? Because we can't get out if we're not locked in and we're not building. So hope you guys enjoyed this week. I will see you nerds next week for week 3. I don't know what I got in store for week 3. I don't know. I'm gonna expand. I'm gonna see what's going on in the world at that point. All right, guys. But just love each other, right? I'm gonna love all of you guys. I'm gonna love everybody out there, right? That's all we get. All we got is today. So let's love each other. Let's be good people. Let's be the best that we can be, right? You don't have to be anybody else. You don't have to do anything else. Just be yourself, and everything will work out. Peace, nerds. See you guys next week.